So, all right, we are live. Welcome to the podcast Influence Me, Influence Moi, a podcast by Influencers Unite. I'm your host, Hugo Prince. Before we start the show, I just want to let you know that we have an event coming out on the 29th of February. It's a collaboration with REC, a community for content creators. So if you want to be part of the event, it's on the 29th of February. It's a half-a-day event, and the theme is how to launch your own business as a content creator and influencer. So if you want to be part of that, I'm going to put the link on the description or the comments so you can click and see if you want to come. So for the episode 5 of the podcast, I have the great pleasure to have on the show Bianca Rizzuto, a travel, lifestyle, fashion influencer who has more than 11,000 followers on Instagram. And she was part of the Influencers Night event in November, Fashion Influencer, as a panelist. So, hey Bianca, how's it going?
Hi Hugo, I'm good. How are you?
You doing good?
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
I'm really glad to be here. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to go through this session and kind of deep dive into everything you want to know.
Yeah. So before we talk about social media and Instagram, I just want to know more about you.
Okay.
And I think the audience also wants to know about yourself. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where are you studying? Where do you work?
So I'm born and raised in Montreal.
Yeah.
My family comes from, so my grandparents are actually immigrants from Italy.
Yeah.
So I guess you can say my origin is Italian.
Okay.
I studied marketing at Dawson, which was like a 3-year technical program.
Okay.
So it was business management marketing. And then I went into Concordia. I did a bachelor's in communications and cultural studies.
Okay.
Because I thought it would complement well
with marketing,
the marketing deck that I had, because I didn't want to repeat a lot of the things that I already did in college.
So you went into communications?
Yeah.
Okay.
Communications and cultural studies.
Okay.
Yeah. So
tell me a little bit about your origins. So your parents are from Italy? And you were born in Montreal, and were you born in Little Italy, or you were just born in?
My grandparents are from Italy.
So your grandparents?
Yeah.
So you're the second generation?
Yeah.
Born here in Canada?
I'm born here, and my parents are born here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So as an Italian, do you have like a lot of family parties? You're always together?
Well, yeah, definitely. I come from a big family.
Yeah.
Like, it's normal on Sundays to go to my grandmother's house and have a Sunday lunch with like my immediate family, which is like my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, my cousins, my parents. So yeah, we do have a lot of family gatherings. I guess it's so normal to me, I don't really think it's out of the ordinary. It's something so normal. But no, we pretty much have a lot of events. Yeah.
Do you speak Italian?
I speak a poor dialect of Sicilian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How come?
Because there's a lot of dialects in Italy.
Okay.
So like there's the main Italian language.
Yeah.
But then each small little region has their own dialect.
Okay.
Which is like a variation of the original Italian language. And I grew up closer with my Sicilian grandparents.
Okay.
And they speak, I think their Italian has been influenced from some of the words that they picked up here too.
From Quebec?
Yeah. Like they'll say, like to say stop, they'll use the word stoppa.
Stoppa.
But it's not an Italian word.
Oh, so it's just a mix of English and Italian.
English and Italian, and sometimes I think French too.
Okay.
Like she'll say the store and she'll say, like once they use the word magazzina, that's not like
that's not Italian.
like magasin.
Yeah, magasin
in French. Yeah. So I think it's like broken Italian.
It's broken Italian.
For sure. But it's interesting nonetheless. I completely understand Italian.
Yeah.
And can respond back.
So coming from like a strong family, I think one of your priorities is always like having a strong family, like being together with your family, no?
Yeah, well, I guess like living here, that it's hard to tie down those like traditions.
Yeah.
So like I'll sometimes maybe have to skip the Sunday lunch, or I guess now that I'm done school, so I've actually graduated.
Yes. Congrats.
Thank you. And I guess you can say like now I have a lot more free time. But when I was full-time in school and full-time working and also running my page, it was like, it's so sad to say this, but like I wasn't always there or...
So you weren't as involved because you have school, work, and social media. So you missed some meetings with your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have time. You always go and see them.
Yeah. Like if I for sure. My grandparents actually live 2 streets down from me.
Yeah.
So sometimes on the way home I can just stop by, say hi, get a coffee, and leave just to check up on them.
That's good. Talking about coffee, I saw on your social media you really like coffee, no? Espressos.
Oh my God, I love coffee.
Latte.
Oh my God, everything. Well, I drink a lot more espresso now, or I go for a cappuccino with like coconut milk or oat milk.
Okay.
Only because I like stopped having milk, and
Are you like lactose free or like?
Well, now I'm not. I haven't been diagnosed as like having a lactose intolerance, but I stay away from milk altogether. Cheese is very hard to stay away from, but now I'm on a specific diet where it's like I cut out gluten, I cut out cheese, so I don't have like a latte that often.
Okay, so you go by cappuccino.
Cappuccino, and if I do, it's with like oat milk or coconut milk. But I love coffee.
You love coffee? Is that because you're Italian, or that's just because you just like that?
That's a good question. Because when I was a little kid, you know, I always loved coffee, and it's like you shouldn't drink coffee as a little kid.
Okay.
But then my grandfather would be at the table and he'd like push me the glass and be like, "You want it? Try, I'll try. I'm like, okay, no problem. No, meaning grandfather in Italian.
Yeah.
And I always liked it. And then from there on, I haven't stopped drinking coffee. So I don't know where it came from. It could be because of the fact that my family is always having coffee. Like espresso for supper is totally normal.
It's totally normal. Like you have espresso at supper. Like
after supper?
After supper.
Like with dessert, it's totally normal to have coffee. It's like expected.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have coffee, it's kind of like rude almost.
Yeah.
Like you weren't prepared.
I went to Italy in around 2015. And
me too.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, I went in the summer, July to August.
Yeah.
End of July, early August.
Okay.
You?
No, well, if I remember
correctly,
it was in 2014. It was 2011. But I went to Como.
Oh, I didn't go to Como.
No, you didn't go to Como?
No, that's northern of Italy, right?
Yeah, northern Italy.
Okay, no, I didn't go there.
Yeah, what surprised me the most is that every corner of the street they have like a small little coffee shops. You go and there's a small coffee shop here, another one here. So it's very nice to have that sense of also smell.
Yeah.
Of coffee. Yeah.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get addicted. For people who don't drink coffee, I don't even know how you function during the day.
Yeah. So you drink a lot of coffee to get by the day, to just go through the day?
I used to have like 3 coffees a day minimum to get through the day, but that was when I was like I didn't have time to like do anything, so I didn't have time to sleep or relax or like I think there was a period, I would say at least for a good year, where it was like really hard to stay awake during the day.
Because you have school and work and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I had like 3 coffees a day, and sometimes I felt like it would do nothing. But now that I eat better, I have less workload, and like I'm kind of getting a good balance. Yeah. Now I just have coffee like once a day.
Once a day.
Because I like the taste.
Because you like the taste.
Yes.
All right. So what I see, because you were part of the panel for Influencers Night as a fashion influencers, and right now I think you're great looking. Oh wait, let's say look.
You look great.
You look great. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So, where does that passion for fashion comes from?
I actually mentioned this on the panel. When I was younger, I used to tell myself, I will never work in a retail store. That must be the most boring job that anybody can ever have. You just stand there all day and you fold clothes. Why would you do that to yourself? Like I had a hard time like folding the clothes in my room. Imagine like going to work during the day to fold someone else's clothes. I was just like, that's too boring. Because I also started working at a bakery.
Okay.
And later a pastry which served actual coffee.
Okay.
So like I would make espressos and lattes.
So you were already involved in the coffee.
Yeah, as I got older. When I was like 14,
okay,
I was already making like coffees and at an Italian pastry shop. Actually, a latte. You've probably heard of it? No? Maybe?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a well-known pastry in the East End.
Okay.
And I worked there for 3 years, serving coffee and pastries.
Okay.
I couldn't eat the pastries because I couldn't eat gluten.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
But
so we go back to retail stores. You were you were working at a coffee shop, and at some point you decide to work in a retail store.
Yeah, so at this point, I loved the fast pace. Like, you had to work every holiday, you had to serve customers, you had to be good at multitasking. It was like a non-stop job.
Yeah.
So it was so fun. And then it was next to my high school. So then when I started college, I went to Dawson College.
Yeah.
And it was downtown.
Yes.
So I'm like, there is no way I can finish school at 3:30 downtown and then go to work at 4.
Okay.
Like, to the pastry. So, there was one boutique that I really liked. So one store that I really liked, and it was called Olivia at the time.
Okay.
And there was only one boutique in Les Cours Montréal.
Okay.
So it was Station Peel.
Station Peel, yeah.
Yeah. So I walked in and I would always buy the clothes. And then they opened a second location in the Atwater location, which is the same metro like Dawson.
Okay, yes, inside. Dawson is inside, yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I actually like the clothes in the store. It's so convenient because it's right next to Dawson. I'm taking 8 classes. Like, it's just convenient to be here.
Yeah.
And I love being downtown.
Okay.
So if I'll come here on the weekends, all the better.
Yeah.
Because, like, go out later, party hard, go to work the next day, get on the metro, no problem.
Okay.
So then I applied, and they told me, you're going to get 50% off the clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah, if I work there.
Okay.
So I'm like, what? That's amazing.
That's a lot, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to tell this to my boss now? She's going to be like, you're leaving us? Like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because they're older, the owners at Aladi.
Okay, yeah.
So I would say they're like my second pair of grandparents.
Okay.
For the way that they would act.
Yeah.
And then after I decided, you know what, like, it's time to leave. It's 3 years I'm here. And then I actually applied at a retail position.
Yeah.
And I started working at a store. But the thing about working at Olivia was that it was a small boutique.
Okay.
So it wasn't like working at H&M or Zara, where it's like a larger retailer and like you don't really serve customers unless like they need an item that they want.
Yeah.
So when you're working at a little boutique, it's more of a personalized shopping experience.
Yeah, because it's more smaller, so you have to really connect with people that just in this space. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because of the layout of the store, you don't see all the items at once. Like it's like you really had to look.
Yeah.
So then people will come in the store and be like, oh my God, I'm going out on Saturday. I don't know what to wear, or I have a bridal shower. Like, what do you guys have? And then like slowly, it's like you start grabbing the pieces that you think, okay, this person with this body type, with this like party in mind, like, okay, like let me start thinking about what they would like.
Yeah.
So then you start pulling items in the store, like you're socializing, they try everything on, they're asking for your opinion, and it's like you're bonding with people, you're helping them, and then you're making them feel better about how they look.
Yeah.
And it's like slowly, the reoccurring customers, they almost become your friend because you start to know each other so well.
But was that easy for you to really match clothes and mix it? That was your first experience with working in a clothes store. But was it easy for you? Like, this cloth goes with this and that?
That's a good question because when I first got there, it's like you have to, when you work in a little boutique, you have to know what's on the floor. Yeah. Because the way we had it was that there was 5 items of each clothing item on the floor. Yeah. So there were 3 smalls, 2 mediums, and 2 large on the floor of every item.
Okay, every item has the small, medium, and large.
Yes.
Okay.
But like 3 smalls, 2 mediums, 2 large.
Okay, 3. Okay.
And then we had some extras in the back.
Okay.
So if you sold one of the items on the floor, you had to replace it with an item from the back. Okay. But it's like to remember all those items that you sold, you kind of have to know, like, I know what's on the floor, I know what's in the back. Like, this, it just, like, makes the process a lot faster.
Okay.
So when you first arrive and you first start working in a clothing store, it's like you don't know the clothes, you don't know the brands, you don't know what the style's like exactly. Because when you purchase multiple brands in the same store, like you'll see like after a while you start to see the same styles, but just like a few things are different.
Every cloth brand are different, but there's some details that make them like
similar.
Okay.
So like we had like a lot of items that I guess you could say weren't basics, but that you knew like, okay, 4 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now, I'll probably get that again.
Okay.
Or if I saw this item last winter, which was like the bandage skirts at the time, like the thick, good material ones.
Okay.
Like I knew when they would be coming back because like I was already familiar after a few months
with the inventory,
with the style of the store.
Okay.
And like from there, you start to pick up what the purchasing habits are of the store.
Yes.
And it makes it so much easier when you're familiar with that to sell to people, because then you know what you have in store. Yeah. And then the more you serve people, the more you understand how clothes fit.
Okay.
Like different body types.
Yes.
And then I think slowly with time, I would say it took at least like 2 months to get to the state where I was super, super comfortable and I knew I could sell whatever I gave people.
Okay, so you were confident with management, the inventory, the clothes. So you knew how many clothes there were in the back, in the front. But also you knew how to sell to people. So, and to answer there, like if they want something else, you knew what. Oh, I can give you this and that. So in terms of managing, you were good at that.
Yeah, like even with the people, like I will go into work not thinking I'm going into work.
Okay.
I will go into work thinking, okay, I'm going and hang out with some women and helping them shop.
Okay.
And if I can actually make them find something that they like, then it's like, it's not that it's good for the store, but it's like, wow, I was able to actually help that girl. Yeah. Or I was able to give her like a boost of confidence when she felt like crap, like, well, what am I going to wear tonight?
Yes.
Or whatever. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
I think there are some people watching the live, so hey there. So if you have any questions, you can always leave it on the comments and we will answer it later. So going back to that, so you were working at Olivia?
Yeah.
And that's where your passion for fashion comes from. But I think it's more like helping people feel confident, more like having that, like more than loving clothes. Is that right?
I loved helping people, but it also made me realize like how much I liked playing with clothes. Like I loved trying on clothes. Like I love creating different outfits that people wouldn't think would look good at first.
Yes.
Like I liked like matching things all together that seemed out of the ordinary for the average person.
Okay.
So like I was always told that I'm someone who is very creative.
Yeah.
And it's like I never realized until I started actually working in a store and had to style the mannequins, had to help with the merchandising, had to style the catwalks.
Yeah.
Like I never realized how much creativity can go into like your fashion until like I started working in it.
Okay.
And from there, like I think my love for fashion grew.
Okay.
Because I realized like, okay, it's at first when I was younger, I thought it was very materialistic.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I'm like, this is so fun. Like I can express myself differently through like
with clothes.
The clothes that I wear, the outfits I put together.
Yeah.
And I got a 50% discount. I bought clothes.
Yeah. You bought clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wasn't like afraid to buy a ton of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that made it a lot easier too, to be able to like change my wardrobe.
Yeah. Any bad experience that you have when you were working in a retail store? Like any lady that came and she wasn't really happy with what
my God, for sure. Oh my God. The location we were in at Atwater, oh my gosh, the amount of things that could have gone wrong, that went wrong, they all went wrong. But do you want to know one experience in specific?
Yeah, let's go.
I'll never forget this experience I had with a customer. So I was at the Atwater store and I was working alone at this point. Yeah. And it was like rush hour. I shouldn't have been alone, like I think for like those 2 hours that I was. Yeah. Because it's a small store and there was a lineup to the cabin. Okay. People all holding clothes. It was a lineup at the cash. And then this one lady comes in and she has a skirt that was purchased from Olivia that I have never seen in my life.
Okay.
I have never seen this skirt in my life. And she wanted to return it.
Okay.
And she didn't have the bill.
Okay, wow.
And I was like, okay, no bill. I have no idea where this item came from, but there is a tag on the item.
Okay.
Fair enough. So then I talked to her and I asked, like, when was it purchased? Like, how did you get this item?
Yeah, where did you get it? Did you get it from here? Yeah.
Yeah, so she was saying, like, I got it from here.
Okay.
Which in my mind, I thought could have been something that was, like, left in the warehouse for God knows how long. And then they just took it and put it on the floor to sell. And then this woman happened to see it, picked it up, and bought it.
Yeah.
But normally, even if that's the case, like, it's final sale. Because at our store at the time, the policy was you have 14 days to exchange or receive a store credit.
Okay.
We didn't give money back. And we actually couldn't do it through, or we were told we couldn't do it through the credit card system.
Okay.
Okay. So she's like, I want my money back. Like, I don't want this item anymore. And I told her, I'm like, look, the policy here is 14 days to exchange or receive a credit note. And she's like, what? She's like, nobody told me that. If I known, I wouldn't have bought it. I'll never forget what this item was. It was a pencil skirt below the knee with a cheetah print, but it was like a cheetah print, but it was all orange with like patches of black cheetah.
Oh, wow.
So like, it looked like it was so old. Like, anyways, so the item was old.
Yeah.
I couldn't refund her money. There was no bill. And I'm explaining this to her and the situation. And she's like, I want my money back. I don't care. And at this point, there's a lineup at the cash. There's a lineup at the cabin. And I kept telling her, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll give you a store credit. It's not a problem. We can, like, do that. She's like, no, I want my money back. She was insistent. So I called my manager and I explained the situation. And she goes, no, like, you have to give her a credit. That's the store policy. You can't do that. Especially like if it's an old item, which she had claimed she bought like weeks ago, which are already there, you're past the 14 days, and it's not an item that like we could probably resell.
Okay.
So my boss was like, no, there's no way, you have to tell her. And then she was causing a scene in the store while there's these people.
Oh my God.
And I'm like young at this point, and I'm like, okay, lady.
You were like, oh my God, what should I do?
I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I'm really sorry. I was like trying to put myself in her shoes. Like, I totally understand where you're coming from. She did not leave. And she refused that I would serve other clients at the cash at the same time we were talking, which first of all, you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I was just trying to help the other people get through the line.
Go faster,
She would stand in front of the people and like stop me. Like really rude, to the point where like I started getting scared because I'm like, she's coming off aggressive.
Yes.
So I had to call security.
So you call security?
I had to call security at this point because she's getting upset to the point where like she'll block a customer from coming in.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, you're causing a hostile environment now.
Okay.
So I was telling her, look, like I'll have to call security. Like this is all we can do. And she insisted. And then like I called security. I'm like, can you please like come help? Because like I'm alone in the store and like there's nothing I could do at this point.
Okay.
And once like I ended up getting off the phone with security never came.
They never came, okay.
I called again and she's like, okay, I'm gonna leave. And as she left, she took like clothes off the racks, threw them on the floor, took clothes, threw them over there, walked out of the store, pulled it from the rack. And then she was just like hitting things and like walking out and causing a scene. And I'm there like,
what an experience. Oh my God.
All the customers saw this. They were in line, like watching me. I swear I could have cried.
Yeah.
I did not, but I could have cried. Like I was just like, oh my God.
Inside,
Yeah, like what did I do to like deserve this crap right now? But I felt really bad. Like after working there a bit longer, I realized I probably could have gave her back cash.
Yeah.
But also, like, my boss wouldn't have wanted that because it was a very old item. And at that point, like, it's not. I just, like, really went on a rant. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just listening to it. That was a good experience. But I'm just going to, after you work at Olivia, did you work in any other retail stores or you stay, like, in Olivia for a long time?
I was at Olivia for almost 3 years.
3 years?
Which is funny because I say like 3 years is the cutoff date because then I need a change.
Yeah, the coffee shop was 3 years
3
too.
years. And so then I had to stop working at a point because I had to stop working at a point because I was sick and I wasn't able to work.
Yeah.
So then about a year later, I had a few jobs in between, like small jobs, and I hated them all, and I just wanted to get back into retail.
Okay.
Because like I couldn't have stayed at the time. And then I applied to Kuka, which actually opened in the same place that Olivia at Peel ended up closing.
Olivia in a closing?
At Peel, yeah.
At Peel, oh, Peel, near Olivia.
The location.
Okay.
No, the same like the location at Peel of the store Olivia closed.
Okay.
And then the store Kuka,
okay,
which was located on Montréal, Saint-Laurent, they opened up in the same location where the Olivia store was.
Okay.
And I applied for a job there. And I ended up working where I started at Olivia.
So you went back to the place, okay?
Yeah. Well, I had walked into Kuka and I loved the clothes and they kind of reminded me like Olivia. So I asked the manager if they were hiring.
Why did Olivia close? Weren't making a lot of money?
Why did they close?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Pretty sure they needed to refund more people. I don't know, maybe it's customer services, who knows?
I also think it had a lot to do with like everything was going online.
Oh yeah.
So like Olivia was like the store to be in when I was like really young.
Yeah.
And like my older sister and maybe her friends, they like would shop there. It was like the place to go to if you went everywhere and couldn't find anything.
Okay.
But it's like when you get older then it's like now it's like okay, I could go on Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
I could go on Pretty Little Thing. Like there's a lot more stores available online.
Online, yeah.
So it's like less appealing to have to go to the store.
So then
it was during that transition that they closed.
So they closed because of the internet and that did they have like an online store? Did it not?
They started doing online, right?
Yeah.
Like around the time that I had left, they started doing online, but it was like very limited. Okay. So like only in Canada, like you pay for shipping.
You pay for shipping.
Yeah, it wasn't like the ideal situation. Okay. And then it was like no returns unless like you came to the store. So there were limitations. So it's not something that I think everyone would want to do. Yeah.
So then you start working again in an old retail store. Mm-hmm. How long have you been working in retail stores? Mostly clothes, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So when it was retail, it was just like the clothing retail, like apparel. After a few months, my manager ended up promoting me to manager at the Montréal location. Okay. And then I would say I stayed about 2 years. So overall. So then I ended up managing the store at Montréal. Yeah. And I loved it. It was my favorite thing I could possibly do. I loved being at that store. I loved like managing it. I loved the customers. But then I think you come to a point where it's like when you know you can't grow anymore. Yeah. And it's like it was fun while I was in school. Mm-hmm. Like you're managing a store and you're like in university and like it's all clothes and like I met like bloggers. Yeah? Yeah, because like they would come and like borrow clothes to shoot in. Yeah. So I met like bloggers, I met photographers, like I met people that were in social media, the field. The field, yeah. Yeah, so like I studied marketing, like it was like so fun. And that was actually when I started getting into like taking my own pictures. Okay. When like I was working at Kuka. Because I realized like, okay, like I can try on all these clothes. Like I work in a store, I get dressed up every day to come here. Okay. Like you have to go looking good because you have to sell the clothes. Yeah, that's it. You have to look good if you want to sell it, yeah. Right. So that's when I started like posting some stories.
On Instagram?
Yeah, right. On Instagram.
I saw that you started your Instagram around 2018.
Mm-hmm. I like archived a lot of pictures.
Yeah, And if you go and you scroll to your profile, your pictures get better and better with time.
There are different themes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a perfect reflection of who I am because I get bored very fast.
Okay. So you try to match your pictures with the season, with fall, summer.
I think it kind of happened that way. Like if you look.
Yeah.
Like this, it was all cohesive at the very, very bottom.
Okay.
But like that was summer, it was brighter. And then it turns into fall. Like the colors change, like mustard's in.
Yeah.
Like neutral's in.
But
And then
your clothes also fit with the season. Like you're trying to match the seasons with your content and clothes.
I don't do it intentionally, but I think it's just normal, like, because you pull out your winter clothes.
Okay.
I'm the person who has like too many clothes, so that I have to put my winter clothes in bins. And then when winter comes, I have to like take all my summer clothes, put them in the bins, take out my winter clothes.
Yeah.
Like it's a problem.
Like
it's a problem.
That's a lot of clothes. How many pair of clothes did you have?
I can't answer that question. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
Let's not keep track.
Do you do the same with shoes?
I have a lot of shoes.
You have a lot of shoes too?
Which now when I'm working, I can't wear more than half of the shoes that I have.
Okay.
I actually don't have shoes for work because mine are like over the top.
Okay, wow.
Like I have like a bunch of sneakers, I have like funky shoes, I have high platforms. And then it's like I have to go to work and wear what? Like.
So you don't have any shoes for work? That's what you're saying?
I left one pair at work that's like a very basic loafer so that no one would stare at my feet.
Okay.
Because like I can't wear sneakers at the office.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because
Yeah.
I would love to wear like my suit with sneakers.
Yeah.
But I can't. So yeah.
But does he match the sneakers with a suit? Can you match it?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, that's so nice.
I had a podcast with Camelo, your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I asked him, do you go and shop with your girlfriend? And he told me, yeah. He said, we are perfect fit.
Ah, so cute.
I just want to say, when you go shopping, how do you shop? Do you go are you more like online shopping, or you go to retails and trying to see and fit clothes?
It depends what I'm buying.
Yeah.
Like for clothes every day or for events, sometimes I'll go in store.
Yeah.
But let's say it's like I haven't found a dress for an event, then like I'll look online.
Okay.
Or I love Fashion Nova, but like I'm really trying to save my money right now, so the shopping has been like,
okay.
which is a good thing. But I like going in store. I prefer in store because that's where like I like seeing the sales that are in store too. I shop by sales.
You shop by sales.
Yeah.
So trying to see, okay, this is less expensive than this too, so they can fit together.
Yeah, and like all the retailers have like huge sales, especially now since everything is online. Like there's like summer sales that are happening in summer because they're getting their fall collection, and they start like the summer sales so early that it's like, okay, I'll buy this, it'll be good for next year.
Yeah.
Like for super cheap because they're discounted at more than 50% off.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. It seems like a lot of people that are into fashion and buy a lot of clothes, they have this habit of buying in sales. Is it because at some point they say, oh, I'm spending too much money, so I have to see, I want to still buy clothes, but I have to see if they're on sales? Because I know a lot of girls, I only buy by a discount or by sales. Do you develop that because you're so into shopping and so into clothes that you have to watch your money?
I think that's definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I don't like spending a lot of money, like, for, like, clothes.
Yeah.
If I know, like, if I wait a week or two, I'll just get it at a discounted rate.
Okay.
Because, honestly, if you're a consistent shopper at certain stores, you'll catch on very quickly when they're going to have a sale.
Okay.
Like, Aldo Accessories, for example, I love going to Aldo Accessories. I know it's not clothing.
Yeah.
But like there, it's like I see the items and I'm like, okay, that's going to go on sale. I'll go back a week later and it's on sale.
Okay.
But they changed it up. Before it was like, oh, this is 50% off. This is 50% off. Now, if you go see their sale section, it's buy one, second one free.
Yeah.
Or like buy one, second one, half off.
Why did you change it to?
Why did they do that?
Yeah.
Because they make more money that way.
Okay, for the 201 then percentage. They make more money selling both.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. But do you think that a lot of fashion influencers they shop that way?
Sorry.
Do you think that a lot of fashion influencers they shop that way with discounts?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Or they probably shop, borrow the clothes, return the clothes, like
And
borrow,
take a picture
shoot.
and post it on
Yeah,
Instagram.
that's how you have to start. I was lucky. I worked at Kuka, so I didn't have to do that because I would just get discounts.
Okay, so you get discounts, then take a picture and post it on Instagram, like because when I saw your profile when you started, it wasn't as much as clothes. You know,
It was for fun.
it was for fun.
Because, you know why?
Yeah,
Because when I was in marketing,
yeah.
the internship I did, because I wanted to work in public relations.
Okay.
So when I first started my internships, because I had to do an internship after my program, in 2015, one of my jobs was to look for fashion bloggers.
Okay.
And this was like when it just first started.
Okay.
And it was very different back then because like there was no such thing as an influencer. Like that term did not exist.
Okay.
It was purely a blogger and they had to have a website.
A website. Okay.
So those were the criteria I was looking for. It had to be somebody that had a nice Instagram feed, that had a website, and that identified themselves as a blogger. Like there was no such thing as influencer.
So you were
back
doing
then.
a marketer for a company that was looking for to have those bloggers.
It was a public relations
Okay.
boutique.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of their tasks was to reach out to bloggers to invite them to the event.
Okay.
Which is similar to today, but now like it exploded
Okay.
the industry. But in 2015, I'm telling you, like it was when it first like was becoming like known.
Okay.
And I always told myself like I never want to be the influencer. Well, I never at the time blogger.
Yeah.
Like I never want to be the blogger.
Why so?
I always said like I want to be the person that all the companies want to have because they know that I'm gonna find the right people. They know that if they have me on their team that they're gonna succeed. Like I wanted to be the person behind the camera.
Behind the camera.
That
yeah.
does all the work and that all like the bloggers want to know because they know if I know that one I'm gonna get like
You're like the agent. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like the top one.
Okay.
Like that's what my dream was then.
Okay.
Because ideally I wanted to like go to school in the States and I wanted to become a publicist,
Okay.
which is like for celebrities, that person that like gets them the jobs, that like
The top agent. Like,
Yeah. that knows all the people,
Yeah.
that does all the back end shitty work, but that everybody's all like the celebrities would be like, I want her.
Yeah.
Like that was my dream then.
Okay.
Like that's what I wanted.
So you were starting to develop those skills at that time, looking for bloggers.
Yeah.
To help the company. Yeah.
Yeah, and at this time I even still worked at Olivia too.
Yeah.
Like I was doing 2 jobs.
2 jobs at the same time.
Yeah, and then like, but it was fun. Like the internship was free actually at the
Okay.
time, obviously, because if you're in like marketing from college or if you're in like school with no co-op,
Yeah.
like you have to work for free.
Okay.
Like that's what it is.
So and then you were posting on Instagram for fun. What surprised me the most is that you started like posting on 2018, but you grew your following into 10K in just 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
how did you grow your following? Because 2018 it was already a little bit harder to get followers. It's just started like in 2015, 14, then you can get a lot of followers easily. But in 2018, how did you do that?
Well, I didn't start my Instagram in 2018.
Okay.
Like I had an
You had.
Instagram account that I was posting like everyday pictures on.
Okay.
That like I had all my friends on.
Yeah.
That it was like a normal thing, I guess you could say. But like I really got into it in 2018
Okay.
when I was working at Kuka.
Okay.
And I think it was a lot easier then because I was super active on it.
Okay.
And like when you work at a store in Plateau Montréal, like you always have content you could create.
Yeah.
Like it's super easy because people like like attach easily to videos.
Yeah.
So like I was always on my stories, a lot more than I am now.
Okay.
So like I was talking on my stories, I was showing outfits.
Snapchat at the time.
I was never into Snapchat.
Never into Snapchat?
No.
Okay.
No. At a point, yes, like before I started anything.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not crazy about Snapchat.
So were you wearing the Instagram stories, posting a lot of videos?
Yeah, like just about me, going about my day, and then like I started just posting pictures because I was always out, like. Yeah. And it's like from there it started. I was using hashtags. Hashtags were very effective then.
Okay.
Like location.
Locations.
And it was like from there it grew. And then I would say like 2018 to 19, it was more just like for fun.
For fun.
But it's like I was still using those like hashtags. It was just humorish. But like a lot of the pictures are archived, so you don't see everything.
Yeah.
And then like slowly, like I started meeting people like at Kuka.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, like why don't we go take a picture? My boss would tell me like try on the clothes, like don't be shy to post it on the Kuka Instagram.
Okay.
And then like slowly I just continued and like it evolved.
Trying to collaborate with other people, like taking pictures of yourself.
Yeah. Or like sometimes I was even out and my mom would take it.
Okay.
And then like my boyfriend was taking them. And then it was like a friend or like whoever I was with when I would go out and actually dress up. But then like during the day was my stories or like what I was wearing at work or like, you know, there was always like a lot of content to have.
So when did you exactly make that change to really, okay, I'm going to grow my followers and not just post for fun, but just a little bit for content creation and influencer? When was that?
So like I mentioned that like for a time period I had like gotten sick and I wasn't working.
Yeah.
So everything I thought before that, like I had to like kind of restart, I felt like, because there was a bit of a period.
Okay.
And then it's like, I realized like, okay, maybe I don't want to work in PR because in Montreal, like there's not a lot of money if you work in a small PR firm.
Yeah.
Like it's like a really fun job.
In New York.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? It's so true though. They don't get paid the same thing. Yeah, okay, the standard of living, like the cost of living is a lot higher there.
Yeah.
But it's like...
They get paid more,
Yeah, it's like more of a valued thing there, but it's also because they have a lot more agencies. There's like the fashion industry is blooming there. Booming there.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot going on. It's totally different. You can't compare.
And you're a PR in New York, it sounds good, you know?
Yeah.
In Montreal, PR, like, okay, whatever, but over there, like, they put you on the top, oh, PR, wow, yeah.
And here, it's not to say everybody knows everybody, and I'm sure it's like that in every city.
Yeah.
But it's like here, like, if you work in PR, like, you know who works in PR. Like, everyone knows everybody. And there's a lot of drama to it. And I can't.
Okay.
I cannot deal with the drama. And I think that's also why I stopped posting, like, a bit. I don't know. There's a lot of drama.
So at that time, you went in that period, you were sick.
Yeah, and then I came out.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, okay, maybe I don't want to be in that industry. Like, I enjoy taking pictures. I always wanted a camera when I was younger.
Yeah.
So, like, something I would tell my family on the week, like, on the Sundays we were together when I was a little kid was like, I want a camera and I want to travel and I want to take pictures. And this was from a very, very young age.
Okay.
And I always asked for a photographer's camera to have as a gift for my birthday. Obviously, like back then they were 10 times more expensive than like they are now.
Yeah.
And I never got one, but like I always got money and they're like, save up until you could buy your own camera. But then to actually go out and buy a camera, it was like I couldn't spend that much money on myself. Like it's a lot.
Yes.
So like slowly, I got a better phone. I started taking pictures. Like I was hanging out with people that were more into taking pictures.
Yeah.
At work, like if you needed to take a picture for the store, like you would just do it on your iPhone. So then slowly I started taking pictures.
Yeah.
I would share those on my story. And then like it kind of evolved into, okay, taking pictures of myself, having people take pictures of me.
Yeah.
And then I think from there, I'm just like, okay, you know what? Like, I don't want to be the person at the back end, not in Montreal at least.
Not in Montreal.
And if I live here, like, I have to make something of myself.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess it just happened like in the spur of like
Then just like that, you
life and
decide
events.
to put your pictures and start growing your followers.
Yeah, because then I would post stories on my feed when I was at work, like, do you guys want to see more pictures of my outfits?
Okay.
Or like, and they were all like, yes, do it, go. I was like, okay.
Okay. But do you edit your pictures?
Yeah.
They all take it with your phone.
No.
So you have a camera that somebody takes, like, you have like a photographer, or do you have your own camera now?
I have my own camera now.
And you do editing?
No, my boyfriend has his camera.
Okay.
But all of the pictures are my editing.
Okay.
So like...
Editing like on a computer with like a program, or just with your phone?
Well, no, because if I just want it on Instagram, I'll just do it with my phone, because like there's the Lightroom mobile app.
Okay, so you do it with an app okay.
It's the Lightroom one.
Okay.
Like some people use like, I know a lot of people use, what's it called, Visco.
Yeah, Visco.
I don't use Visco. I like playing with Lightroom. So and I use a few different apps sometimes, depending on what I want.
So do you recommend people to use to edit the picture before posting? Like, is it better to get followers if you edit and you work on your pictures, or just post a picture like that without no really editing? What you just said?
Like for people?
Yeah, as a content creator and an influencer that's starting, like.
As a content creator that's starting, I think for sure, because you kind of want to have a theme going on. But there are a lot of people like on Instagram that I also see don't have a theme that much.
Okay.
And they're doing well, but it's because they're always on.
Okay, they're always posting.
Yeah, they're always posting stories. Like you always hear about their day. Like that's like a good way of growing also, because you're constantly in contact with your audience, that it's like they feel like they know you.
Okay.
Like I find stories make a big difference, like when you're the one talking.
Yeah, because it's more faster also to just do a video than posting and write some caption and do hashtag. So you just take your phone, do a video, and then that's it.
Yeah, I find the videos are good because they're more like personable.
Yeah.
And like the people can see who you actually are.
Yes.
I think in terms of growing, it's a mix of the two that you should have. Like a mix of posts and stories.
And on the feed.
Yeah, like a mix of the two. I wouldn't say just like your stories exactly.
So,
but yeah.
When was it that you saw that you get like, you saw, oh my God, I have so many followers. Like, when was that when you went from, let's say you have like 100 followers and then you went from 5,000. When was that big change on your feed? Because now you are at 11,000, but at some point you saw it, the movement. The momentum?
I think it started in the summer. Mm-hmm. And like, I guess like I had like on average 1,001, just like with my friends and like people and like, like going public versus private. Yeah. Like I saw that. And then it's like the moment I went from 1,001 to like 1,005.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, like what's happening? Yeah. And I think it's such a small number, but like that's when I would tell myself like, okay, like there's something.
And then you can grow more, like.
Yeah. So from there, I don't know.
Okay. And now, what do you do with that audience? Do you try to monetize it? Do you do ads? Do you work with brands?
Yeah, so I work with brands. Like I've worked with some brands.
Yeah.
And I have received payment for some of the posts.
Okay.
But I've been a lot less active also.
Okay.
Because like I'm done school and like I want to build a career at the same time while I have like my personal stuff.
Okay.
So I've been super less active because like I'm in the stage in my life where it's like, okay, I need to prioritize my like actual working career. Yeah. So I can have less workload in the future and have best of both worlds. So I want to have my personal feed and like
your career.
Yeah.
So how do you manage your work social media balance? Like
I've been struggling a lot.
Yeah.
Like I barely post anymore.
Okay.
Like I feel like I'm in like a break phase almost.
Yeah.
Where like.
When was the last time you post?
So it's January 20th, which is 10 days ago.
10 days ago.
Then like January 18, 9, 5th. December 5th, so there's a month gap there.
Yeah.
November 29th, like I'm really less active.
So would you say that affects your reach and your followers? Did you lose some followers?
Yeah, like especially now.
Okay.
Like I would say the last like month.
Okay.
But it's like I've been so not active either.
Okay.
So like you have to work at it. Like the more you work at it, the better it is for you, obviously.
Okay.
So
for people that are listening and watching to this podcast, what can you tell them how can they deal with both? Like work, not only there's your work, your career, but also social media, and there's also your personal life.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that, with everything?
I guess it really depends, because it's like, for example, I live in the East End.
Yeah.
I work in Dorval.
Okay.
So it's like my day starts at like 6:30. I get home, it's like 6:30 or 7 p.m. at night. And then it's like, it's winter outside, so it's really dark.
It's dark already.
It's
right
dark.
Now.
And then it's like you eat supper, it's either like you work, and like, it's like if you don't have that 9 to 5 job and you don't work an hour and a half away from where you live, like it's a lot easier to manage your time.
Yes.
Like I find right now I'm at a stage where it's like I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
Because like on the weekends, like that's when you shoot.
Yeah.
Like go shoot on the weekends. Like when you go out and try to actually like have your own personal time, like that's when you should shoot.
Okay.
And like that's when you should like work on your feed, and like you should schedule yourself like time slots where it's like, okay, I only want to work on growing my feed rather than like working on actual work.
Okay, so you take the weekends to really work on your content and social media. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to do.
Okay. Does that work right now?
Yeah, so I have like a backlog of things that I should be posting.
So you schedule your content?
No, it's not scheduled.
Yeah.
But like I have like what I want it to look like.
So you prepare your content
ahead of time, which you honestly shouldn't do, I don't find.
I think a lot of people do that, especially the ones that post a lot.
Yeah, the ones that post a lot for sure, you do. But I think like it should be back to like when Instagram just started, where it's like, oh, I'm at an event, take a picture, post it right away. Like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, she's there. Because then when I started scheduling my posts, like people are texting me, Bianca, what are you doing there? And I'm just like, I'm not there.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not actually there. So there was a period where like my like friend audience was just like, what are you doing? Like, why are you posting that and you're not there?
Yes.
Like, it's so weird. Were you in New York the other day? Like, no. Like, it's just a picture.
Because now you're focusing on posting content to grow your brand, and not just posting content to with friends, interacting with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see, before we go into the last part of the podcast, I just want to say, where can people contact you, Bianca? What platforms are you on?
Oh, good question. I need to change my email on Instagram.
Okay.
So you could DM me, but I don't always respond. Email is a really good way if you actually want to contact me, and it's on my Instagram, but I have to make a personal one.
Okay.
So DM me on Instagram. If I don't answer right away, I am sorry. I will get to you.
DM at Bianca Rizzuto.
Bianca Rizzuto. My Instagram account is Bianca Rizzuto.
And then the email, you will change it later.
Yeah, I'm going to change it. So just as long as you can press it on my Instagram if you want to email me.
Okay, good. All right.
So on my Instagram. So whatever it is, I'll change email.
Are you using any other platforms?
I use Facebook too. Sometimes I just connect my posts.
Just for like content, or just for friends and family?
Content too.
Content too, okay.
I use Facebook. I would like to go into Pinterest as well and YouTube, but I have to really like schedule it.
All right, so if you want to contact Bianca, I'm going to put the links on the description. You can always contact Bianca if you have any questions about fashion, influencers, social media. So I just want to ask you, how did you meet Camilo?
We actually always had mutual friends because we both grew up in the East.
Okay.
And it's like there's like 3 known schools in the East End.
Yeah.
He was in another one. And we had mutual friends. And it's so funny because I think we connected on Facebook. Like if I go on my Facebook back when I was in high school, like Carmelo, like we weren't, like he posted a comment saying like, oh, you look so cute here, Bia. And it was like, now that I look back, like we hadn't really been like friends. Like I knew of him probably through other friends.
Yeah.
So once we ended up at the same pool party in like Sec 2.
Okay.
And like that's when we like spoke like hi bye, like you good for the first time.
Yeah.
And then like at Dawson later on, like we connected and became friends like the last year of Dawson.
Okay.
Like we became friends, and then like over the summer, like we just became really good friends, and like we had a lot in common. And like that's when I was working in a PR agency, and I saw he was posting pictures, and I'm like, you know, like you should really become a blogger.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I know, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And like from there, like we just grew a really great friendship.
Yes.
And like later on, I guess like we started going out. We like reconnected 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And, like we dated.
So as a couple that posts a lot on social media, because both of you have like a pretty good audience. I think Camilo has more followers than you.
Yeah, he started when I was in PR, and I'm like, I'll put you on our PR list, which I did at the time, actually.
Right.
But he wasn't officially a blogger then.
Okay.
He just had nice pictures, because then it's like there was no such thing as an influencer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll put you and your friend, you know, on like the list so you could get invited to cool events. And he's like, oh yeah, you could do that. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I felt so good.
So both of you posted.
But we were friends.
You were friends at the time.
Yeah.
But now that you're a couple and you, especially at the time when you both were posting a lot, how did you deal with that? When you guys went shooting together pictures, or you went separate ways, or you were always together? He takes your pictures and you take his pictures?
Yeah, like when we're together on the weekend and we're going out, it's very easy. Like, oh, I'll take a picture of you. Like, oh, let's go out. Let's like be cute.
Let's content.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, it's not like the only, like why we go out.
Yeah.
Like we go out to have fun.
Yeah.
And like it's just something we do while we're out.
But you take the time to create content together. So he takes a picture of you, and then
I take it of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it's especially because both of you create content to post. But let's say if let's say just an example, you have a boyfriend or girlfriend that's not on social media, but the other one is in. How do you deal with that? Because the other one is always on social media trying to create his brand, but you are not. What advice can you say? Can you give
to people in that position?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, like what advice I would give them?
Yeah. Well, you and Camelo are both posting a lot, so social media is just part of your daily routine and everything. But for people that maybe they have like a boyfriend that's an influencer and she's not really into that.
If she's not into it, by all means, don't do it.
Okay.
You don't have to prove anything to anybody. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I would say do your thing.
So one day you stop posting, you're not really into social media, and Camelo's into social media, so that won't bother you?
Like if I choose to not be in it anymore?
Yeah.
Oh my God, of course not.
Okay.
If that's something he wants to do, like if you're together, like, and just, I think that's regular relationship advice.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm so good to be the cheerleader.
Okay.
Like, I'll be in the back taking the pics. If, like, what I do is like my choice for me.
Okay.
Like, I won't start doing something. It's like if it's not something I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like if the other person is into something, like, I'll be the photographer.
You will help. Okay.
Of course. And I think it should be like that in any relationship.
Yeah.
Because, and if you're not somebody who likes to do any of that, and you still love the person in front of you and vice versa, then it shouldn't even matter.
Yeah, because there's a lot of talk about social media maybe destroying relationships because the other one is too into that. But you will be the girl that really helps that your boyfriend with the pictures. And
I think couples that would have issues like that, there's more issues than meets the eye.
Okay.
Like, if social media is breaking up the relationship, then you don't know why it's the social media.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. That's a very touchy subject because everyone has their own perspective of that.
Okay.
So, like...
So it's more than just because of social media. There's other stuff. than social media.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like there's a lot I could say, but there's a lot of different like people out there too. There's a lot of different types of boyfriends. There's a lot of different types of girlfriends.
Yeah.
So like, it's like if you're somebody who doesn't like if your boyfriend likes other girls' pictures, then like, I mean,
yeah, there's a problem.
You guys are gonna struggle. Like, you probably shouldn't. You should have that discussion at the beginning and like set it straight. Like, you can't be this way, and like, I don't know how that works.
But you posting a lot of pictures on social media. It's a lot of boys pressure. That is your audience mostly female or male?
It's half.
Okay, so you get those guys that trying to DM you and ask you questions a little more private. Do you?
Like
well, they leave a comment. They leave on like a comment.
Of course, there's like the comments, like oh, like whatever. There's like comments, and it's like okay, like I don't like. It's not like I'm encouraging it. Yeah. I'm not responding back in a misleading way.
Yeah.
Like the most I'll do if it's something that I don't like, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
I like see it, I leave it on red. If it's something that I see it's somebody who's like encouraging me or just like liking my stuff or sending like a fire emoji, I'll like what was sent.
Okay.
And that in my response is like, I see you, like I'm here too.
Yeah.
It's like I like what you're saying. If it's something inappropriate, like you just delete. Okay, over.
Do you have an experience of somebody send you something that wasn't really appropriate? If you want to share it before we finish the podcast. Let's finish.
I've had my fair share. Who?
Hackman. Charles Hackman.
Hi. I once got a really inappropriate photo.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they traumatize you. You never forget about it.
Okay, on Instagram?
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck? How did this get in my DMs right now?
Oh my god.
Which is why when I don't know the person and I see it's a picture that was sent, like I don't even open it.
Yeah.
I just delete it. I literally delete.
But you go to the requests messages, the ones you don't see. Do you go through it?
I'm really bad with looking at my DMs. So like I can show you right now what it looks like my inbox.
So you're trying to always connect with your audience.
Yeah, because like sometimes I have younger girls that follow me.
Yeah.
And like once I answered back like a younger girl, I think she was like 12, and she's like, oh my God, like I can't believe you answered me. I'm like, of course, girl. Like, no problem. Hi. Like, yeah. And she was like super happy, and like you gain like a good follower after.
Yes.
Because then it's like, oh my God, like she'll tell her friends or something. I can't believe that just
happened.
happened.
Me back. Yeah,
and it's like to us, it's like, okay, it's not a big deal. Like I'm nobody special. Like I'm just like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're trying to always keep in contact with your audience.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you have to go. So what would you recommend to people that want to grow their following on Instagram in 2020 and beyond? What would
like starting in 2020?
Yeah, something. Or maybe they already started. They are maybe at 1,000, 700. Like they're starting to grow, but they want to really go beyond. What were the tips? Should they use hashtags? Should they just post a lot?
They should literally use every channel they can think of online.
Okay.
They should post a lot, use a lot of hashtags, use a lot of stories, post consistently.
Okay.
Like I find if you're starting now, like you really need to like invest your time and energy in it. Just like when like I first started then, being in the place where I was, like managing a store and like having more of that like free time or schedule, it's like I was able to post a lot more. I was able to be more interactive and like active on my feed. Yeah. But it's like in 2020, like it's more saturated already. So like you really need to work at it, and you need to use like more platforms that like you link back to each other.
Like the TikToks and everything, YouTube.
Well, like TikTok in itself is a new platform. Yeah. You can definitely grow right now on TikTok if you're really active on it. Okay. For sure. But it's like do things to like link your social media with each other. Okay. So let's say you do an ad on Pinterest, you should link it to like your Instagram feed. Yeah, and like this way you get exposure.
So trying to get the reach of other platforms to grow your Instagram.
Well, if it's your Instagram that you want to drag to, or like a website, or it depends what kind of content creator you want to be, right?
Okay.
If you want to be a YouTuber, you link it to your YouTube channel. Like, it depends.
All right. So trying to use all the platforms to grow your main goal.
To drive traffic.
To the main goal.
To your main page, yeah.
Main page. All right. Hey, thank you so much, Bianca. I don't know how long we did the podcast, but it was great. Appreciate you taking the time with me and with the audience to talk about your journey, fashion, and Instagram, and Camelo. I'm sorry, Camelo. I didn't know who was the guy who wore the mask. I'm like, I think it was Camelo. I'm like, oh,
it was the student racer. I can't wait to tell him that he's gonna laugh.
No, I'm sorry. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bianca. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Hugo. This was fun. I just spoke so much. Thank you for your patience.
Well, I'm here to listen, and thank you for those that watch the live on Facebook. You can always leave a question, and maybe we can answer it back. Don't forget to like the page, Charles Ricky, and to YouTube there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Influence Night, and we will see each other on the next one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.